One of the questions that I often feel from people when I'm working with them, and I feel people, is, who am I? What do I do? And it sounds like a very simple question, but it's not really. Because what do I do is really, how do I define myself? And many people today have been taught that work is something you do to make money. They've been taught that if you don't make a lot of money, your work isn't meaningful. They're wrong. Money is not the reason we should work. That doesn't mean we don't want to make money. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I feel that everyone should be working cashless or not being able to make a living. That's not what it's about. But what it is about is the fact that you need to work for joy. You need to work for your joy. There's a reason you came into this life. There's a nature that you brought with you. There are gifts that you brought with you, talents, skills, predispositions, two things. And to deny them allows you to be miserable. Even though you make a good living, even though you're doing what everyone else thinks you should be happy about, even though you're prosperous, you have a nice home and a good car, but you're unhappy because you're not doing your joy. You're not living your joy. And I know how trivial that might sound to some people, but the truth is that there are so many people today so challenged by being unhappy at work, and not because the work is bad. In some cases it is. They're treated poorly. That's not what we're going to talk about right now. But what it is they're not doing their joy. They're not able to be who they need to be. And it might be working with people. It might be working with numbers. It might be working with things. It might be working with the land. It could be travel. It could be any number of things. But they're not doing their joy. Many years ago, I remember, one of my first messages I gave to someone, this was like 35, 40 years ago, and it was a lady, I didn't know her, and we were at a group, and when I went to give her a message, I saw a broom, and I saw her throwing the broom away. And I thought, geez, what could that mean? I thought that can't mean anything really. I mean, what does that mean, throwing a broom away? And so when it came my turn to share, and I shared with her, I started to share, and I said, well, I don't really know if I got anything. All I can see is a broom, and you're throwing it away. And I said, that doesn't really mean anything to me. And she said, oh my God. She said, that's my decision right now. I work as a housekeeper. And I work with seniors. And I'm trying to decide whether I should continue doing this because I love my work. And I love the people I work with. And as seniors, they die. And then I grieve them because I've worked with them for so long. And she said, I'm trying to decide whether I should continue doing this work or throw the broom away. Stop doing it. And the answer really that Spirit was bringing to me to share with her was that you don't throw the broom away because this is what you do. What we have to recognize is that nobody dies. That these people have lived lives, meaningful, purposeful, beautiful lives, and now they're being reborn into a higher life. And maybe that's the lesson there. And her job was to help them be comfortable in the later years of their life. But it's understanding that work has meaning. And that it's not about money. I say money's nice. But It's not what things are about. It's not why I do what I do. I've never worked for money. Even though I get money for work, that's not why I work. I've always worked because I chose to. I chose to do things I loved. And what a joy that's been. I've been blessed with that. And, I don't tire. Well, some days maybe, a little bit. But the truth is, I love what I do. So I can go and go and go and be joyful in it. Because I'm doing exactly what I choose to do. What a gift that is. So look at what you do in your life. Look at what your work is. Look at how you choose to work. And if you can't do exactly what you want to do to make a living, then make a living and do exactly what you do as well. Like what you love to do. Do exactly what you love to do as well, because if you do that, then you'll be joyful. But don't burden yourself with work and be miserable in it because it's not what you love, and ignore what you love. There's a way to do it so you're comfortable and joyful. Think about it.